Hello, this is Jacob Griffith, and this is the second podcast for the public speaking course at Full Sail University. We were asked to review a video of the TED Talks. We were given a few at first to look at and not exactly analyze, but pay attention to. We were asked to review one of these videos and to observe how their public speaking went and how they caught the attention of the audience. The TED Talk that I chose was Brian Greene on February of 2012, and he was speaking about the theory that there is more than one universe in a larger known area called the Multiverse, all based around, or shall I say, starting with the string theory to help pull things together, mixed with dark matter, or dark energy, and stuff like that. Not as many people understand this stuff. For me, it is something that grabs my attention. Well, aside from grabbing my attention from the subject itself, Brian started off with a kind of a connection for the people with families and people with children when he spoke about his 4-year-old daughter and how she merely overheard him speaking of some of the theories, and one day he had said he loves her more than anything in the universe. As she replies to that, rather interesting, she asks him, "Is that the universe or the multiverse?" To me, it shows that our younger generations are getting more into this, which is a good thing. Another way I think he was able to maintain the engagement was, rather than it being a single solid speech, of course it was, but he separated it into smaller segments, 3 to be precise, and within them he explains the first theory, a mystery that he explained in the first one, which deals with a particular number. They wanted to figure out what that number meant exactly, but they couldn't quite figure it out. He was able to answer that, in doing so connecting the first and second sections. As for the third, it was to answer pretty much most of the questions that were forgotten in the first two, or at least were created from the first two. Now, we were also asked to scale them when it comes to dynamism. Not sure exactly. I had to look this one up. I think he did about middle of the average, middle range. In a scale of 1 to 5, I put him at about a 3, maybe 4 at the highest. But then again, I haven't always been the best guy to explain. The reasoning for this was he was able to use motions of hands, simple animations to keep the attention going. Although I think one of his drawbacks was he didn't include as much of the audience in. He had some feedback, but it could have been more. There was one time he got a little laugh when he mentioned about grad students needing something to do. Well, very true. That is one of the things that is not as much jokes, or not exactly jokes, but the forgive me, I just can't think of it right now. But in comparison to Sir Ken Robinson, he didn't get as much feedback from the audience And I think that was one of the big things. But it still got the point across in what I could see the people were being able to pay attention. As it comes down to what I could suggest to people, well, it is kind of some of the stuff that I was given in my first critique for my first video, and that be more expressive, more open, and although yes, it is possible to learn from not being in front of an audience, it does help to actually be in front of that audience. And talking to people, giving the speech to, say, even your dog or your cat at home could increase how you see it. Well, this concludes it, as I have unfortunately gone over time, and I will definitely lose some points, but I'm okay with that. Not really, but... And this has been Jacob Griffith. Goodbye.